Hi, everybody. We're just laughing at ourselves. We're talking about this is season 2, episode whatever.
Allegedly.
Oh my God. So welcome to Lunch with Leah. Get your popcorn out and your green smoothies if you're in LA. It's breakfast time there. So here we go, Facebook Live again. I hope you tuned in. You can send us your questions at hello@leahblack.com or your emails and we'll shout some of them out. So let's just start today with what's still going on in Puerto Rico. Well, listen to this. A grandmother turned a school bathroom sink into a bath. Neighbors are piling into garage for communal meals prepared on a gas stove. A 79-year-old man made a bonfire out of fallen tree branches in order to cook. And more than a month after Hurricane Maria tore through Puerto Rico on a path of destruction that spared no region, race, or class, residents of the island have found creativity stretched to the limit as they try to function without amenities of the real world. It's not just water and electricity that are in scarce supply. Cell phone device ranges are spotty or non-existent, cars are damaged, and roads are blocked. For many, work and school has still not resumed. So they're wandering the streets, playing board games, and sitting around telling stories. It's like going back in time. Who's been living in the darkness since September 5th, the day before previous storm Hurricane Irma began to clip away at Puerto Rico? So I just wanted to update you on that, because I want to encourage you. We're doing our tent project. I don't know if you can see them. We have got tents coming in. You can look on leahblack.com, or you can go however you call us. You can call us if you want. It'll be the phone number, should I? 305-443-8980. You can buy a tent as low as $20. I mean, some people have been so generous. So see, we put the name of who it's donated by. Like these, for example, Deborah Herman donated 10 of the big ones, and Sherry from LA donated a few, and Lisa Ponte is donating some for her father was a senator down there. She's donating some in his name, and I'm sending a bunch, and we're just gonna send them down there so at least people have a house. So now let's talk about something that's not so depressing. Well, maybe it is, depending on how you look at it. Lowest hanging fruit again. Here we go with the housewives. Apparently, Orange County's filming in where? Somehow are out of country.
Oh, they're in Iceland.
Iceland.
Oh, that's right.
And while they're filming, Vicki gets sick and was rushed to the hospital. She thought she was having a heart attack. She says she blocked out and doesn't remember it. And my question was, did anybody go to the hospital with her, or did they just send her and ship her off? I'm wondering.
Well, we haven't told us yet.
I'm curious. So I guess the cliffhanger, that'll be interesting to see if anybody went with her. If that were me, even if I didn't like the person, I'd at least escort them to the hospital and be there as their eyes and ears and help them get through it. But let's see what happened. Apparently, Adrienne Maloof may be coming back to the Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, my insights, it says that Adrienne is super excited to be returning to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, a production insider told Radar Online. Now, my inside scoop from LA says that she doesn't really want to be a full-time housewife. She likes the show and it's fun, but it just dominates too much of her time. So she doesn't really want to do it full-time. And I kind of believe that, because I've been to some of her parties and I think she's probably got a very full life, and it is very time-consuming. Not to mention how stressful it is having to swim amongst the sharks, and in my case, swim amongst the skanks. Now, just kidding. Allegedly, where's that sign? Apparently, the Real Housewife of Chelsea is Chelsea, or how do you see it? Cheshire?
Yeah, Chelsea.
It's coming back again in the UK, and they're going to be here for a period of time. And the girl, one of the main characters, wants to come over. What's her name?
Dawn
wants to come and meet me, and I'm going to meet her. I'm going to doll her up with skincare, Sudden Youth, leahblack.com if you're interested, and give her a handbag and doll her up and interview her. Why not?
Why not?
You guys remember when Star Jones was on The View, and she got married to that guy, and I knew them, and he used to play tennis at Fisher Island, and then she was over there a lot, so I had met her. And if you remember, Jason, we did our film for the Sundance Film Festival. Do you believe, you guys, I'm a producer of a film at the Sundance Film Festival, and I starred in it too. And we went to the Cannes Film Festival with this film about our charity. Little black one's up there. Come on, baby. And, come on, sweetie. And so Star Jones came, and that was when she was a big deal, and introduced the film at the Guzman Theater here in Miami. So I've always appreciated her for that. So apparently she's getting engaged again to some very nice looking guy. And I bet she won't be touting getting anything free donated for that wedding. Remember, that's what caused the big scuttlebutt over at the View. Justin Timberlake is going to appear at the Super Bowl. And he burned alive inside a giant wicker football, whatever that means. And the NFL chief Roger Goodall claims the sacrifice will appease our gods and bring back our crops. What in the hell is going on in the world today? But anyway, he's just going to perform. Yes. And then there was a controversy about whether or not he is inviting Janet Jackson, and people were offended that why isn't he? Because I guess it was 10 years ago that she had the wardrobe malfunction that started a contagious trend of wannabes trying to get attention with their wardrobe malfunctions. And apparently, I guess he didn't ask her, or she's not included. And I don't know, maybe he'll surprise us. Maybe he'll drag her up at the last minute and let her flip her top off and have a wardrobe malfunction. Who knows? Or maybe he'll ignore her.
He said in an interview he wasn't going to do that. That there would be no reference to that.
No reference to it. Yeah, maybe they're trying to put it behind them. They don't want to think about it. Or, but I think her career could use a boost if he were really a gratuitous type of guy. He'd bring her up for a song and dance and twirl around, but he's probably wanting to put that behind her. And let's look at it like this. He really is an iconic global superstar, and she hasn't had a hit in a long time. So not everyone's like I am. I'd be dragging everybody up that hadn't had a hit and have them singing. Try to help them get a hit. Save the world. Oh, we are the world. That would be me. And then we're never going to hear the end of Sex in the City again. Apparently, Kim Cattrall, Samantha, this says we've never been friends. The common ground that we had was the series, and the series is over. Well, let me just tell you, this is what happens when mean girls gang up and mistreat somebody. Eventually, they come out and tell the truth. So Kim kept her mouth shut, was a complete class act about it for years, did the 2 movies, and now she doesn't want to do the 3rd one, and so she probably would have kept her mouth shut, but they all started slamming her, saying she's a diva, and she wants too much money, and she's difficult to work with, and all this and that and the other, and so she's like, you know what? You want to play that game? Let me tell you what happened. I told you after the 2nd movie I didn't want to do another one. Yeah, I kept my mouth shut. But since you brought it up, let me just point out that the money's inequitable and you girls treat me like shit. So good for the sex spot.
You're getting a lot of comments today. I can't even keep up with them. Yeah. Said, first of all, everyone says you look lovely, and they're all saying hi. People from the UK, people from Tennessee, all of them. John Davis said you should put Grand Cheeto in one of those tents and send it over.
What's that?
Trump.
Oh. Are you kidding? He couldn't survive an hour in there.
He also said Adrienne won't look the same, like the same person. She's had all those procedures since the show was on the last time.
Oh, she has?
Yeah.
I can't stand it when those girls go out and do all that stuff. They puff up their lips. They puff up their face. They puff up their face. They look like the Pillsbury Doughboy in that commercial where it just keeps puffing up.
Yes.
I can't deal with that.
Dee Dee says you brighten her day.
Yay!
And Isabel loves Leah Black Cosmetics.
Oh, yes. The skincare. Sudden youth.
Yes. Michael Condry says Leah Black is my spirit animal.
What does that mean? I'm glad.
And Ryan wants to know...
Cougar? No.
Ryan Ferreira Holt wants to know, will you be making a cameo in American Crime Story, The Versace Assassination?
Oh my God. You know what? I was here during that time. They should interview me because I used to go to those fabulous parties with Gianni. It was just such a great time in Miami, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It really put a damper. It was a turning point, I think, on the beach.
Yep.
Things just went dark and dreary and sad for a period of time after that. All right, Pumpkin.
He turned the beach around.
He
though.
did.
I mean,
He was
it was
so
just
fabulous.
Drug addicts and retirees. And,
he made it a fabulous place to be. And then we were memberships of that club. And I have Versace carpets, I have Versace pillows, and I have a Versace addict in front of me called James. We have to post James' pictures so you guys can see what he looks like. The mysterious James. Faye Dunaway freaks out over an extravagant $3,000 hair salon bill. But can we really blame her? So apparently she goes to a salon in New York She has, I guess, what do you call those things? They clip those extensions. And so she just went to get them touched up. So I guess it was $3,000 the first time, and to get it touched up, it was supposed to be a lot less, and they charged her the full $3,000. And she just said, "You're not doing it. I'm paying you half." I love her. She's so fabulous. Bonnie and Clyde. I told you guys I ran into her one day at a place in LA, and she had on a baseball cap and a sweatsuit and her tennis shoes, and she was still just stunning. And I think I was the only one in the place that knew who she was. And I was talking to her because the girls didn't know what she wanted. They were trying to help her. I was like, I know what she wants, but I acted like I didn't know who she was because I knew she didn't want to be recognized. But she's just so fabulous.
Ryan said, "Why does her hairdresser hate her?"
Her hairdresser hates her?
He said, "Why?"
I don't think he
charging
does.
her $3,000.
Yeah. Well, for $3,000, I mean, my God, I'll do your hair.
Don Wilkins wants to know, Leah, in one word, what is it like to work with Jeff? One word?
Unpredictable. It's unpredictable. Okay, so now listen to this. There was a research done. You know, I always feel bad for people that get depressed, because when people are depressed, it's just like, I think it's something in their brain that's not balanced right. I don't think it's a choice. Nobody wants to be unhappy. So now they've done a study that even goldfish can get depressed. Aww. So it's not just like you're crazy out of your mind. It's a physical thing. So look at this. If you have a goldfish, you take a goldfish or any fish and you put it in the new environment for 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes, if it's swimming at the bottom, it's depressed and it's not happy. But if it's swimming at the top, it's a happy fish. So I just thought that was just so interesting because, you know, this is based on a scientific study. And so, you know, if goldfish get depressed, how do you think those poor people in Puerto Rico feel? Oh, my God.
That's really what they call it. Slang.
Call it
fin flop.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when they're like at the bottom and their fins are all kind of
Well,
floppy.
I won't let RJ have any fish unless the tank is really huge for the size of the fish, and only like 3. And we used to do that, you know, when he was little. But I said, you know, I'm not going to. Well, remember, Jason? We went to this event where Bart and Jean had a goldfish at every table, remember? And I went around, I could tell they were running out of air. So I ran around with a straw and started blowing air.
And she's lifting it.
And I was taking them out and trying to get them air, resuscitate them, and then I was trying to get a big tub to put them all in, pour them all in, and a party. And it was like a cocktail. Oh, was it an opening of some design event?
It was like 22 shapes.
Did you see Leah Black giving that goldfish mouth to mouth?
I mean, I was trying to save them. It was breaking my heart that I could see that they were just, by the party starts and they're flopping around, and by the time it goes on, they're running out of air. And we tried to save them while Jason was laughing at me. I remember Mario, your friend Mario, was there. Oh, Lord. Now look at this. Only in Florida. This poor little dog. His leg got chewed off by an alligator. It's a female puppy. His name is Chloe. He was 6 months old. And on September the 26th, right after the hurricane, somehow this alligator got through a neighbor's fence and dragged the dog. And the dog started squealing and then grabbed onto a branch, and the alligator was pulling at it. So when the owner runs out to see why he's squealing, somehow the alligator let go of the dog, and the dog come running to her, and the alligator had chewed the dog's leg off. And the dog is only 6 months old, and so they saved its life. But can you imagine you go outside and your little dog, little baby, oh my God, and then he comes and runs to you, and oh my God, I'd spend my last dollar to save my little dog's life. Speaking of dogs, this is a good one too, another cute little story. Oh, I didn't tell you. We're gonna have a pallet of dog supplies, food, and antibiotics and vaccinations for pets coming here that we're also going to get to Puerto Rico. So if anybody wants to participate in that, get a hold of us at hello@leahblack.com. We're just going to collect everything we can. Just call us the hookers. Yeah. We're going to get everything we can and ship it to Puerto Rico. So this little dog wanders in. It's raining and storming in the middle of a wedding. So this little dog wanders in and sits on the back of the train of the bride. And so someone takes him out. And so then he comes back and lays down there and starts taking a nap. And the bride just loved it. She let him stay there. So after the wedding, they fed him food from the buffet. And then they found this little dog. They went back and found a woman that knew where the dog had been and wandered off to, and they found him and they adopted him and gave him a home. Oh, isn't that the cutest thing ever? So the little bride and groom has her family at their wedding. It was a sign. Maybe that dog knew them from a former life and he found them again.
Ryan says he also has a 3-legged dog adoptee that he adopted, and he says he lives an amazingly normal life.
Oh, I wonder if it's back. This one's back leg. I was trying to figure out if you're better off if you have the 2 front legs and 1 back leg, or the 2 back legs and 1 front. And I think you're better off with the 2 front because you can balance, and the back one you can hop. Whereas if you're missing one on the front, you wouldn't be able to balance. That's what I was thinking. I was figuring this all out in my head, and I was thinking, maybe I'd find them, and they're in Brazil, and we could find one of those, what do you call it, where they give them a fake limb, and maybe they could give them a fake limb, but anyway, whatever.
Rene Ruiz says you always have a great heart and want to help people and animals. So.
Thank you. I love Rene. Rene Ruiz is one of the most extinguished, fabulous dress designers in the entire planet and world, and scarf too. I have some beautiful scarves of his. We may do a little show for him in our office here one day because he has such exquisite things, and he's doing private consultations now. So if anybody wants a fabulous ball gown or dress for a wedding or anything that you would go spend $30,000 on, he'll custom make it for you for so much less, and it'll be 10 times more fabulous.
Beautiful.
Get a hold of me at hello@leahblack.com. He's world renowned, fabulous. And he's a good guy. And in perfect shape. And good looking too. So you guys remember Steve Irwin, the guy that died? He had the stingray. He was swimming in the ocean. He loved the animals more than anything in Australia. And he got hit by a stingray in his heart, and he died. Well, his daughter was later on Dancing with the Stars, Bindi. So now he got his start in a television show where he and his wife, during their honeymoon, went, I think, chasing down alligators or something. So now they're going to have a new TV project on Animal Channel, and it's going to be the kids, and they're going to, and the family, they're going to take over and do the series like he used to do. Oh, it's Freda calling me. Just hold on 1 minute. Hold on. Hola, Freda. Yes. Hola. Yeah, Freda. Okay? Okay?
Yo necesito pechuga. Pechuga por Roy Jr. y hamburger.
Oh, usted necesita hamburger para Roy Jr.
Sí, pero de Carlos.
Oh, okay, Freda.
De Lopez.
Okay, está bien, okay, poco, no muchos, porque yo se fue en 3 semanas, okay? Okay, gracias. So the meat guy came to the house. This is how we talk. The meat guy came to the house with the truck, and he's trying to sell her meat, and she wants to buy stuff for Roy Jr. Now let me tell you what she's buying. She's buying lobster, sea bass, and I will not let her buy tilapia. And she's buying white fish, and she's buying all the stuff that her and the housekeepers make paella out of. And then she'll buy a couple of hamburgers for Roy Jr. It'll be a $1,000 bill, and he'll get 2 hamburgers. That's what's happening. Okay, so now girls.
You got a question?
Okay.
Well, yes, Queen, they're all saying.
Queen! Oh, where's I need a tiara!
Yeah. Jonathan Addy says he wants to know if you ever get over to Little Havana. He's been working on a book for 4 years that's finally finished. He would love for you to take a look at it.
Yeah, of course I go to Little Havana. Remember we went there recently. What was that, Chain and Balls? Ball and Chains. We go there. The Estefans always have events there. And then RJ has to have all that Cuban food that he loves so much. We love it over there. Well, honey, come over here and visit us. We're at the Foreign Ambassadors on Brickell. We're right near you. Bring the book. Is it in English or Spanish? If it's in Spanish, sign it to Freda.
Freda will have to translate it.
Oh, God. So, this gynecologist turned doctor is giving these butt injections and butt lifts to these girls. He's called the Butt Butcher of 34th Street in New York. And you have to be careful, girls. I'm telling you, you're not going to believe it. Look at this one, this botched up job. And he does the liposuction and then pumps his stuff to make the butt get bigger. And it's terrible. And he told one of them after the thing, they were so swollen, he goes, well, you know what? Swaddle yourself in a yoga mat and put a book on each side.
Yeah.
Hello? What is wrong with people? Girls, stop it. Stop with the tattoos. Stop with the butt injections. Stop with all that stuff you're doing. It's too much.
We're saying it just looks terrible in general.
It's terrible in in general. And you know, who started that whole trend, which I won't say, whatever.
Jonathan says it's in English and it's a photo booth or book. So he said, thanks for asking me.
Okay, Jonathan. Well, good luck with your book. I hope it's what are the photos of? That's the big question.
Yeah.
So Fashion Police has announced that they're not going to continue the show anymore. And it's interesting. It's the last date is going to be, I guess, November 27th. So when we watch the finale, I'm sure they'll do a tribute to Joan. My little girl, Joan. Look, this is me and Joan in New York together having dinner. She's so sweet. She invited me to dinner. It was just the six of us, her and her grandson and her daughter and somebody else and me and Joe's wife. Anyway, whatever. She's so thin, poor thing. I missed her. She's so good. But anyway... But now, apparently, there's a new book out. Look at them. This is the original cast. I loved his laugh. He's so hilarious. Oh, my God. George, whatever. And then, what's her name?
What's her name?
You know her name. Oh, Juliana Rancic.
Yeah.
And then Kelly Osbourne and Joan. Oh, it's so sad. But she's got a new book out that the daughter put together called Joan Confidential. And apparently, Joan had, and she had talked about this throughout her life. Every time she told a joke, she put it on an index card and she filed it. Apparently, she has 69,000 perfectly organized clips on her index card, according to Vanity Fair article. And the funniest, nastiest, boldest jokes about Hollywood, collected all the articles about her over the years. She meticulously filed them, and she captured it all in her new book called Joan Rivers Confidential. Yeah. That was a real loss because she didn't need to die. Amazing. And I remember hearing, because I knew the people that were at the hospital and that before they announced it that she wasn't going to survive it, and she had that big Fashion Week party planned in New York with E for Fashion Week, and the party was supposed the day before the parties when that happened, or 2 days before, and she didn't make it to the party. It was just, I remember, it was just so depressing. Okay, let's get on a happy note. Yeah. We're almost out of time. Well, here's a good news for you. Life expectancy. Researchers have found that the limit to human longevity is average is 115.7 years for women and 114.2 for men. And it could go as high as 125, according to Nature magazine and two molecular doctors at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. So if you're lucky enough to have good genes and have the ability, your genes have the ability to counteract, infections and immobility and cancer and things like that, you could actually live that long. And there's a test you can do with telomeres, where they test your telomeres and they can tell by the length of them and how fast they're shortening what your life expectancy is. So if anybody's interested in that, you can get the telomere test, but I don't think I'd want to live to be 125. No,
I don't want to live.
I mean, maybe if I could be as fabulous as I am now, but I don't know if I can. I'm not one that would age gracefully.
Lots of comments coming in.
Oh, let's hear the comments.
People love Joan.
Yes.
And then Tasha says she totally agrees about the butt injections, but then you have the Kardashians out there, and it's obvious why it's become such a trend. She said, but more importantly, she loves watching your banter and relationship with Jeff Lewis. I'm flipping out.
Oh, Lord. I love Jeff. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Monroe, the real star of the show on Flipping Out. It's her 1-year birthday today. Yes. Got to send her a piece of jewelry.
And then Donnie Millsap wants to know, what Housewives show do you think is the most entertaining to watch? Which franchise right now?
Oh, Lord.
But you're not watching the one that's the most entertaining right now.
Yeah, James says the most entertaining is Dallas, but I haven't gotten hooked on that one. I just don't want to take on another show. I'm watching The Voice. I'm watching Donovan. I'm trying to watch, oh my God, The Walking Dead. There's so many things to watch, and I'm glued to politics. I'm glued to MSNBC and CNN and NPR and, the New York Times. I'm just glued to politics right now, so I haven't. So I would have to say, for glamour and fabulousness, I like Beverly Hills. For just shade and just, comedy, I like Atlanta. For just crazy, all about nothing Seinfeld laughs that you don't have to think, I like New York. I loved Orange County 2 years ago. I think this year it's not as electric as it was. And it's not fair because people were saying, well, it's not that good anymore. Well, it's because it was so great for a couple of years in a row that people got spoiled. You can't always exceed last year's bar, even though, as they say in show business, you're only as good as your last performance. But I think that it'll come back. So, there's something good to be said about most of them.
Max Tucci says, sending you love, and he hopes
Max.
to see you soon. He said this Sunday he is... he's doing an event at Lips for Unicorn Children's Foundation. He's raising money for children with autism, and he would love for people to come, and if you're around, to come and see it.
Well, Max Tucci has a radio show, so you can look him up and find out all about his autism thing. So we had some other questions that came in. Is it too late to send the tents? No, just get a hold of us at hello@leahblack.com or call us. What's the story on the Flamingo Awards that you were talking about? The Flamingo Awards are, what is that? That's the best of everything in Miami. The best restaurant, the best hair salon, the best whatever. Why don't they have us as the best trash talkers? But anyway, or the best skincare, or the best handbags. Why are we in on that?
I thought that's why we got involved.
But anyway, so Julie Goldman, my fabulous friend from the People's Couch, is going to be, I guess, hosting and emceeing it. Last year, she and Brandy both did it. We need to find out if Brandy's coming. They're just fabulous. You can get tickets at www.pinkflamingoawards.com. You don't want to miss it. It's a great show. It's just over. It's so many gays in every direction. You just get gay crazy. My son keeps going, Mama, were you ever going to have any straight friends? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think they're that interesting. What's the story with the Tampa event? Oh, Tampa. I'm going to go there November 30th and co-host podcast Juicy Scoop with Heather McDonald. Those tickets you can get for $20 to $50 if you're in Tampa, and you can get them at heathermcdonalds.net. And Jackie Siegel, I think, may go and show up. Oh my God! And then we're going to start interviewing people. We've got a list of fabulous people we're going to start interviewing, and we're going to start posting interviews once a week. So watch out for that. Oh, what was my quote of the week? Laughter is the best revenge. I agree with that.
I agree.
You know what? If you're having a good time, it just drives people crazy. What are you so happy about? Why are you so happy? You must be on something. Oh my God.
We're thanking you for being such a great ally to the LGBT community.
I am, and always have been. My first experience with a gay person was when I was dancing at Fred Astaire Dance Studios when I was like 18 or 19 years old, putting myself through school. And my dance partners were all gay guys, but I didn't know they were gay. I didn't even know what gay was. And they always had their little pinky finger up when they were dancing. And I go, oh, they're just so proper, and they have such elegance about them. And then they would leave together. And then one day, someone says, oh, they're a couple. I'm like, what do you mean? And then I found out. I didn't even know, coming from a small one-horse town. And after, I just was like, I love them. They're fabulous. They always make you look fabulous. They want the best for everybody. They're just the best. That's one of the reasons I'm so mad at Trump. He's so anti-gay. I can't deal with that. Okay, what else?
And
we
that's
done?
it. Everybody's saying you're the best. You're awesome.
We're awesome. So send your tents in if you're interested. Dog food, we'll take that too. Anything you want to get to Puerto Rico, we'll get it there for you. So remember the quote of the week. Laughter is the best revenge. So if you're having a bad day, just burst into a belly laugh and just upset everybody around you. And I'll see you next Wednesday at noon on Lunch with Leah. And bye, Little Black. Bye.